So let's go over how to change the hit area in one of our movie clip objects. So right now when we run our code, our hit area for our enemy is on the bounding box for our enemy. So if we look at our enemy, the hit area would be right about here. And so it looks like the ball would hit right here, and it's not actually hitting the enemy itself. So we'd like the hit area to be more closer to our enemy object. So maybe right about here. So to do this, double click on your enemy like I have. So you get into editing your enemy. You'll know you're editing your enemy because you'll see him up here and you'll see him on the stage. And then go ahead and select your rectangle tool. And we're going to make a rectangle to show our hit area here. And I'm going to draw a rectangle on my stage. Maybe that's a little large. But this is going to be my hit area. And I can use my free transform tool if I made my area too large. And I'm going to make him about that size. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this rectangle into a movie clip object. So I can either F8 him, or if you're using a Mac like I am, you'll have to right click, say convert to symbol, and then name him something like enemy hit area, export him for ActionScript, and then press OK. Of course you say OK. And now he's part of the enemy's timeline. Oh, I forgot to mention also you should make him on a new layer, because that's good programming practice, to make that hit area on a new layer. So if you've already made him, that's okay. Control X, put him onto the hit area layer. If you need a new layer, click the new layer button. Control V and paste that hit area, and then just put the hit area back on top of your enemy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select that hit area, go to his properties, notice that he's a movie clip because you made him a movie clip, and then in the instance name we want to give this movie clip object that's part of our enemy an instance name so that we can reference it in our code. So we can name it Loki hit area or enemy hit area or something to that effect. Remember, instance names are given with a lowercase l. Alright, so now he's set up. And we'll go over to our scene. And now open your AS file. And what you're going to do is you're going to say whatever you named your object. So this is your object that you created as an instance variable at the top of your class. You might have named him something different than mine. I named mine enemy, and he's an enemy object. That's the Loki character that we just manipulated. And now I use that instance of my enemy, so enemy dot, and actually I changed this to be Loki hit area. And I'm going to change that Loki hit area's alpha transparency to 0, so that way there's not a big black rectangle on top of my enemy. So I put that right before I add my enemy to the stage. I just changed that instance's alpha to be 0 so we can't see that black rectangle. Then I'm going to come down here to my ball movement function. And in my ball test where I'm hitting my enemy, my code did look like this, where I was testing if it hit the test object enemy. But now I want to see if the ball is going to hit my test object enemy, that loci hit area. So it's part of the enemy object, so I have to reference him with enemy and then put my dot operator and then say loci hit area. because that's what I named it in my library. Or that's what I named my instance. So if you go over to your enemy, the instance name in the properties was loci hit area. And that's the instance name you want to use here, loci hit area. Okay, remember to save it and then run your code to make sure that it works. And I've now changed the hit area for my enemy, and I can do the same thing for my player object, which I've already done. So notice that my enemy now has a hit area the size of my rectangle. Now if I want my hit area to be smaller, maybe I don't like it that large, remember, go over to your Pong game, double click on your enemy, so you're editing your enemy, use your free transform tool, and you can make that hit area even smaller. Okay, I'll save it, and now you can see my hit area for my enemy will be even smaller. If it ever saves. And I'm using my USB drive right now, so it is taking a long time to save. If this is happening to you, remember that you could copy your documents to your computer, and it will take less time to save. So if we run this, it's exporting my Swift file, and now I'll see that my hit area for my enemy will be even smaller. So notice it had to go in even more because my hit area is right about here. Alright, so that's how you make your hit area a little bit smaller in your object.